Welcome back to a Telltale Books video. This time I'm going to continue my new Ray Bradbury deep dive series of everything I can get my hands on by Ray Bradbury, and I've been pretty successful so far. This is going to be his second story. It's an amateur fan press, fanzine story, and it was published in a fanzine called Micros in November of 1938. And this is, it's short enough to be called flash fiction. And it is the follow-up to Bradbury's first story about the character Hollerbochen. In Hollerbochen Comes Back, or The Voyage of the Neuralgia, Hollerbochen does indeed come back from the dead. Just spoiled the first one for you, sorry. To help Ray Bradbury against critical fandom. People who were ripping on his first story. Hollerbochen comes back to help him fight the fans. It's entirely fan fiction. It's about science fiction fans. It's for science fiction fans. It's published in a science fiction fanzine. This is not serious science fiction or fantasy. This is a completely frivolous, fun piece done among the friendship groups that had formed to start science fiction fandom in the 1930s. And this short little story is filled with bad puns and cracking jokes, making fun of other science fiction fans and other science fiction writers and editors. It's not great. It's definitely an amateur work, but it's kind of funny if you know the history of all the people in science fiction in 1938. If you know something about that period of science fiction and know something about the personalities involved, then you're going to find this kind of funny. But if you're young and you don't even know who Forey Ackerman is, you're not going to get it. This is going to go over your head. And aside from the cleverness of puns and such, and sharpness of wit in this story, it doesn't really give you a glimmer of the great writer Bradbury would become, unfortunately. So this is definitely not a top tale, and only recommended to people who are absolutely hell-bent on reading everything Bradbury ever wrote, or want to know more about the history of science fiction fandom in its very earliest days. If you're one of those people, where can you find it? One place is in this book that I showed in the first video, The Earliest Bradbury. A very, very good, large hardcover book, well produced, beautifully illustrated, really digs deep into those early fandom days of Bradbury. And another book that has actually both that and the first Hollerbochen story, which I just recently got a hold of, is the Collected Stories of Ray Bradbury, a critical edition, Volume 1, 1938 to 1943. It's edited by William F. Tupance and Jonathan R. Eller, and published new by the Kent State University Press. It's an excellent book. You can still go to their website and buy a new copy from them. They'll ship it to you fairly quickly, and it has Hollerbochen Comes Back. And it's a fairly thick book, so it's a lot of early Bradbury stories. But like I say, you probably want to be a true Bradbury diehard fan before investing in something like that. If you just read Fahrenheit 451 and want more like that, this is going to do it for you. Sorry. So Have you anything to say about this or the other Hollerbochen story? Leave comments. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think about the stories. Not so much about me. I don't care what you think about me. I'm just here for the stories. You don't have to like me in particular, but talk about the stories, definitely. And like the channel, or like the video, subscribe to the channel, and come on back for more Bradbury and everybody else that I'm talking about. I'm going to be here cranking these out as quickly as I can read these little short stories.